This is a BM Show special presentation.
Good evening. I'm Orson Welles, and I welcome you to this BM Show special presentation of Akira, a masterwork of animation and imagination.
Laugh out loud, it's the place to be, where geeky minds meet so naturally. From pixel legends to blockbuster heart, dive right in, let's set this vibe apart.
Akira is a 1988 Japanese animated film directed by Kichiro you know what? Skip that whole part. Based on his own manga of the same name. The setting, a dystopian 2019 in the city of Neo Tokyo, built after a catastrophic event. The story follows a biker gang leader, Shitoro Kaneda, and his childhood friend Tetsuo Shima, who acquires dangerous psychic powers via a secret military project. The film, though, the film diverges significantly from the manga's full plot, saying the manga is still ongoing when the film was made. Considered one of the greatest animated films of all time, especially in the science fiction and cyberpunk genres. It played a pivotal role in bringing anime to widespread attention in the West, influencing filmmakers, animators, and pop culture beyond Japan.
Okay.
Who's
So,
first?
Parrot, quick question. Would you mind yielding your time for me to go first?
Sure.
Okay, good. And now, with that, I have a question, a yes-no question for Matt. Matt, do you remember watching this with me?
Actually, I don't.
Okay, that's a good answer. Let me explain why. Now, I have a good idea how Barrett and Matt are going to feel about this movie. I don't know how Ben's going to feel. So I'm just going to throw this out right now. I may be the black sheep, but I'm giving this a massive, massive, massive thumbs down. And here's the reason why, Matt, you probably don't remember watching this with me. I can actually Rain Man if you wanted to. I think we watched this on a Saturday afternoon. Yeah, it was Saturday afternoon. We watched it because it was an afternoon. We watched it, and I remember it because we were watching it with my parents. And the movie is over 2 hours long. We got about 45 minutes into it, and I said, "I'm done. Turn this off." And you gave me that classic Matt disappointment sound. Aww. You took it home and you watched it at home. So you watched the rest of it by yourself. Now, fast forward to when I started picking up a lot of anime and I was buying a whole bunch. And I remembered this movie and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give this another go. And I found it for like $5 on DVD. And I watched it once. And, that was probably, 15 years ago. Or maybe a little bit more than that, 20 years ago. I don't know. For this, and what I'm doing for these is I'm watching these movies twice. I watch them first to decide if they should be included, be it good or bad. And then before each time we do it, the review, I watch it again in the other audio. So I watch it first in English and then I watch it in Japanese just to make sure I'm covering both of them depending on how you guys are watching it. And I don't like this movie. But I pinpointed why I don't like it. And going into it, I knew I didn't like it, but I wanted to include it because of the fact that it's so significant, and I recognize the fact that it's so significant. The problem I have with this movie is it's a 2-hour movie. It's 40 minutes too long. Every single time I've watched it. So if you count it up, I've watched this twice for this. I watched it once and I watched a half of it with Matt. So I've watched this movie 3.5 times in my life. I am confident at this point that when I go to my deathbed, one of the things I could say is in my lifetime, I watched Akira 3.5 times, which means I'm not going to watch this movie again for the rest of my life unless something funky happens. I have no desire to watch this movie because it is just for what it is. There's just too much what I feel would be fluff in it, which is ironic because a lot of the anime movies, they're rushed. If you don't know like the series, then you're going to get lost in the movie. This is a complete opposite. This movie needs to be streamlined, and it needs to be streamlined bad. It needs to be cut down to about an hour and 20 minutes. They should have really done the ending like right after they break into, whatever that place was. And then they should have just boom, been at the stadium and had all that stuff happen quicker. But no, it just drags on. And I cannot watch this movie in one sitting. It usually takes me about 3 or 4 pauses here and there, or get ups or stops, to actually get through this. Because on top of that, there's no one in this movie I care about. Every single one of the characters are useless to me. So, I mean, I can sit here, I can recommend this to people to watch because I understand the significance of it. But I don't want to be one of those people that watch it again. And I'm kind of glad. I'm thinking, this is it for me with this movie.
You can now burn every copy of it throughout the world. You can make it your personal goal.
But here's the thing: is I can say that I don't hate this movie. I think there's good parts about it. But if I was going to use like a current internet word to describe this, it's mid. It's seriously mid.
It's so mid, like
It's
like
so super mid, no cap.
no cats.
Yeah, so I mean, it's interesting enough, but I'm cool with just, I could have just watched it once in my life and moved on and not cared. So, but I know that I'm probably going to be the odd one out. So I just kind of wanted to get that out of the way. And especially before Barrett, because I know Barrett will probably, likes this movie and can probably counter some of the things I say, which I'm hoping he will. So that it kind of gives me insight and maybe that there's something I'm missing here. I don't know. But yeah, it's too much for what it is.
Do you remember was it Ren and Stimpy?
Yes, but I never watched Ren and Stimpy.
Oh, cause they had this one like this horse character, and he used to just go, it's like, no, sir, I don't like it. That's all I can think of as your review of this movie. It's like, no, sir, I don't like it.
Yeah, well, I don't. So anyway, that's all I really want to say about Akira. So now the mic goes over to Barrett.
Oh, yeah. Well, so I actually mostly agree with what Mike said about it. And to get more specific, I think that it's not so much that it necessarily needs to be shorter, but that the screenplay is too muddled. It's got like a whole bunch of things going on. It's really chaotic. And I feel like the screenwriter needed to just hone in on, well, what exactly is the story I'm trying to tell? And then every scene needs to really be in furtherance of that. Instead of having like 500 side plots and stuff, and you're never sure where it's even going. And then in the end, it goes in some place completely different and whatnot. Now, that said, I do feel like, at least in my experience and other people that I know who've watched it, repeat watchings have helped in the sense that I feel like and many other people I've talked to over the years have gotten more appreciation for it because it does try to deal with some deep topics and whatnot that is not always immediately apparent. But after a second or third watching, it becomes more clear that it's an allegory for some of these other things. And in that sense, okay, I mean, that's kind of rewarding, but it is also a long time to spend to get to those messages. And so I agree, it could be tightened up. And it's also sad because it's not like you can't have a movie that does multiple things. I'm not saying every movie needs to have one point. Like you get from A to B and that's it. You could have other stuff going on. You could have side plots and whatnot, but this one maybe doesn't do it in the best way. Now it's by far from the worst I've ever seen, but yeah, definitely could use some punch up.
Okay.
So a thumbs up or thumbs down though for you, Barrett.
Overwhelmingly thumbs up. Like I give it a 7.7 out of 10.
Okay. Oh,
Okay. Very favorable.
all right, Ben.
I want to go last.
All right, then Matt.
All right. Let's see. You can guess I like it because it's, different artsy. It's got a feel. The thing I like the most sometimes is just the mood it puts you in. And I actually love the taking the time with certain things and painting a picture. Some of the classics that you know are way too overrated for you, Mike, would be like Ghost in the Shell, where you just see these moments just kind of taking the time to kind of play out to give you this awesome feel, But yeah, I can see that's fine. There's nothing wrong with the way you are, but seeing this, but
It's the way you are.
yeah, we accept you as you are. We'll deal with it. We deal with it. So but no, when there's something that's really hyped, it better be unbelievably perfect in every way when you go and watch it because you like something that other people don't like. Maybe it's just your personality. You like to find the things that aren't appreciated. I don't know what it is, but when you find something that's really, really revered, it better beat everything.
Matt, are we reviewing Akira or are we reviewing me? Do I get a thumbs up or thumbs down? I just gotta know.
I mean, both, right?
You're in general thumbs up. Like that. No, sorry. I just gotta say, it's just an interesting little perspective on it. Okay.
It's all good. It's all good. I just think it's just kind of funny.
All right. So let's see. The things it deals with are I can't believe I didn't even remember any of this movie. I can't believe it because I'm like, wow, so much cool, perspective. You don't usually see in these kinds of things, so much depth. But and other little stuff that I could go on about that I won't, about the whole psychic stuff that they did their homework. They really know, like, and I guess it's a deep, I don't know if it's a Japanese cultural thing. I think it is, like, the whole Akira is I don't know if it's a chi kind of thing. I mean, it's all related. I don't know, but yeah, it actually has some interesting depth to it that resounds in other weird shit. But yeah, I love it.
Okay.
So we're guessing thumbs up for Matt.
Yeah.
All right.
We're all waiting, Ben.
Oh, sir, I don't like it. No, he wanted to pull up. Oh, sorry, I don't like it.
Oh, no. So let's play the next video. Damn it. Yeah, I spent a good chunk of this movie trying to figure out what the heck an Akira was. And at one point, I thought Akira was the place they were trying to get to. And then I thought it was a state of mind at one point. And then I found out that it was some kind of hero that got passed down to this other kid. And I don't know who the good guys are, who the bad guys are. Half the time, it's just explosions and fight scenes. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of cool and all, but who am I cheering for? Who's the good guy? Is he the good guy? No, or is that the good guy?
I think that's one thing that actually is kind of interesting because it doesn't really feel like there's a good guy and a bad guy. I don't think there needs to be a good guy and bad guy in this. It's just like you can look at it just, I guess, I don't even want to say opposing forces or just a situational incident where people are reacting based on their feelings.
And I'm watching these scenes and I just keep thinking, oh, Canada. Because I keep hearing Canada.
Oh yeah,
Canada.
that's funny.
I'm like,
That's
you're the
hilarious.
character named Canada?
No, I'm not gonna unhear that now.
So I'm like, yeah, I'm like singing, oh Canada, da, 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 da. Yeah, I didn't really enjoy the movie. It wasn't horrible. I didn't feel like I was like at the dentist the entire time because, like I said, there's a lot of great action scenes. Just I don't know what's going on. Like, it's like if you watch something and all this action just happens, and there's no reason behind any of it. You're like, okay, that's great, but why? And later in the movie, like it came to me like why everything was happening, but like it took me the whole movie to figure it out. And I don't know if that's against me not paying enough attention or what, but yeah, I didn't. Number one, I'm not a big fan of these kind of movies anyway, so that worked against it too. But there you go. There's my thoughts.
So I'm assuming thumbs down.
Yeah, thumbs up.
All right. So it looks like this one came out split.
Yes.
Still, I mean, if I would say if people haven't seen it and they get a chance, go see it and see how your feelings are on it, because it was very influential.
Yeah.
So,
and if you know what the story is and you know who these characters are, you'll probably really enjoy this movie. Because like I said, there's a lot of good action scenes. It's just I'm watching the action scenes, but at the same time trying to figure out what's what, and not getting answers fast enough for me to be happy with it.
All right, so that's it for Akira. Now, I'm going to stop sharing my screen because I'm going to talk about what the next one is going to be. So for the next one that we do, one of the most important things you have is your voice. And this one's known for bringing the series of 4 numbers, 2501. It was a massive sci-fi hit in the 90s, so much that it spawned a couple TV series and a couple more movies, and also is the only one on the list that actually made it to a US movie version that's significantly different enough and actually got some negative comments for who they cast in it. And once again, this one's been mentioned just like last time, and we gotta stop doing that. So for next time, the movie that we're going to be watching is Ghost in the Shell.
A topless woman on the cover?
Topless on the cover, yes.
Hot robotic chick.
That robotic chick. Well, it is the year 2025. People are marrying their Google assistants. So,
and ironically, with the content that's in this movie, this one's probably more relevant today than it was back then.
Yep. So that'll be next time here on our special. Hope you guys enjoy these specials, and we enjoy bringing them to you. And Barrett, if you're still on, do you want the last word?
Yeah.
All right, last word yours. Go ahead.
So this other movie, or are we talking?
No, last word.
Last word.
Single word.
Oh,